There are a zillion ways to make coffee, and if you're a big coffee nerd, you have probably seen most of them. But I'm willing to bet that you haven't seen this. It's a new machine, it's really unique. It's called the VacOne, and I want to show it to you. So you probably already have your whole coffee routine figured out, but I'm here to ruin your wallet to tell you that I have been testing this new machine for the last few months, and it has been blowing my mind. It's called the VacOne, and it's two pieces. There's this top black plastic part where all the coffee ingredients go, and then there's a clear carafe made out of borosilicate glass where all the coffee goes into after it's brewed. So the word vac in the name of the machine probably gives you a hint as to how it works. Here's what you do. You put your coffee grounds and hot water into the top part. You give it a stir, you wait a minute or two, and then you press this button on top. That button activates a pump which sucks air out of the carafe, and it creates a vacuum inside the carafe. It's not a really strong vacuum, it's about 7 psi, but it's strong enough to pull the liquid across a metal filter and into the carafe below. The pump is also pretty loud. If you watch what's going on in the head unit while your coffee is brewing, this method actually makes a lot of sense. When you stir everything up and let it go, you'll notice this tan-colored foam forms at the top of the brewing chamber. That's all the gases and oils that escape from coffee grounds when they're exposed to hot water. Those oils are also what makes it taste bitter. So when you press the button and activate the vacuum pump, the machine sucks the coffee out of that chamber from the bottom. Most of that bitter stuff stays at the top and never gets mixed in with your finished coffee. You end up with a better tasting cup that's lighter and more floral, brighter, and all the other words that coffee people use when they talk about coffee. That's solid. I compared the VacOne's coffee with what I got from my AeroPress and my pour-over rig, and the VacOne definitely wins that taste test. Also, I found it works the best if you use really fresh beans that are ground very fine. Now, if you don't have a fancy grinder like this one, where you can set the grind size, you can just look for pre-ground coffee that's an espresso grind. So whatever you can find in a can or a bag that says it's espresso will work just fine in this machine. The VacOne also makes excellent cold brew. You do everything the same, except you use cold water. And after you pour it in, you want to let it sit for about 6 minutes instead of just a minute and a half or 2 minutes for the hot coffee. And when you're done, you get a really nice, light, sparkly cold brew. Exactly what you want on a hot summer day. So it's not perfect. It's a bit harder to clean than other coffee makers. In order to get the grounds out, you really have to kind of whack the sides of the brewing chamber. And even after you do that, you're still going to have to give it a rinse and give it a wipe with a paper towel to get it clean. So no matter what, your hands are going to get dirty when you're using it. Also, this guy only makes a small amount of coffee in one go. The chamber only holds about 14 ounces of liquid, which is like 1 big cup or 2 pretty small cups. So if you need to make more than just a cup or so of coffee at a time, then you probably want to look for a different machine. The vacuum pump is battery powered, so there's actually a USB rechargeable cell inside the head unit. The company says that each charge is good for about 200 carafes of coffee, and I'd say that's just about right. I actually haven't even charged my test unit yet. I just pulled it out of the box and started making coffee with it, and I've made about 150 carafes in my 3 months with it. The VacOne comes with a 16-month warranty, and even after that lapses, if you happen to break the little metal filter that's inside, or if you accidentally drop the carafe and it shatters all over your kitchen, the company will sell you replacement parts for pretty cheap. So 90 bucks is a lot of money to spend on a brewing machine if you're not particularly picky about your coffee. But if you are a picky coffee person and you want a brewing method that brings out all of the best flavors of your favorite beans, then definitely give the VacOne a try. Now, leave me alone because I need to go make another cup of coffee.